Bregman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 512. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes.
What is going on?
What a crazy 5 minutes we just experienced. I don't even know. Can you just, while I get us squared away here, can you just give the folks just a very brief rundown here?
Yeah, I mean, we started, and then your fancy Apple MacBook over there wanted to connect to some random network that was across the street out of a van or something. So now that network has been forgotten, we're running it back. So we just gotta, I don't know if you heard anything that I was saying. I missed some stuff you were saying. So we're just going to clear the mechanism.
So we're restarting here. And as I hit go live, I refresh my feed and I get the update that Alex Bregman signing with the Red Sox. So,
which I can't get anything to freaking load to get like an updated
so
message.
Maybe it was your internet.
It's not mine. I checked it. It was 700.
Unbelievable. Okay,
Mbps or whatever.
Let's pretend like the Bregman news hasn't happened. We'll get to it, but let's just run through the quick intro here real quick. Let's repeat. Wow, Nate, baseball season's here. The offseason's over. We're going to talk about some of our favorite moves of the offseason. I have a feeling that your first one is Corbin Burns, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that mine's Jurickson Profar, but give me a quick recap. Give me a quick recap, and then we'll pick back up where we left off.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Love Corbin Burns getting it done, saying I want to be here, gives the spot, says this is what I need to make me happy. You know what I mean? And it wasn't about money, and it was about finding a place that he wanted to be at, a location. Plus, I saw a TikTok today that was like him throwing his first pen to Gabby Moreno, and they got the teal hat going. It fired me up, man. That's my numero uno. That's probably my favorite move this offseason because it was out of the blue. Diamondbacks they weren't even in the hunt, man. Like they weren't even in the race. Next thing you knew, Corbin's like, yo, let's make this happen. And I think Torey Lovullo said it was like 3 days later and just bang, got a deal done.
Got it done. As I already alluded to, we were already live, and we each shared our first picks for favorite offseason moves. And if you were with us, I mentioned Jurickson Profar. And again, just a quick recap on my thoughts there. I just think this is a great fit because, one, because of the fit itself, and two, because of the need. I think with Acuna rehabbing still, trying to get him straight, trying to get him squared away. Obviously, you want him at maximum health. You want him to be at his very best. So alleviate some of that pressure. Bring in Profar. Let him do his thing. Let him move around where he needs to be. And let him just be himself. I think the personality that he brings to Atlanta is just a perfect fit. I made the comp earlier to a guy like Jock Peterson. I'm not going to say he's gonna fill the role the same way, but he brings a similar style. He brings a similar energy to that team, to that city, which I think, as I mentioned when the signing happened originally, is just a perfect fit. So I'm very much looking forward to watching how he meshes. Assuming it goes well, I'm looking forward to seeing how well he meshes in Atlanta with the Braves.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I love the role. I love the fit. I love the role. I love the fact that like the Braves look like, I don't think a ton of people outside of Braves fans, maybe some Braves fans, realize that like last year was a fluke, man. Like they don't need much. They already got a really good roster. They don't really need a ton. So this was a need. They got it done. AA was like, what did he say? He said something crazy. It was like Profar was like top 3 hitter on the market, something like that. So yeah, good move. Yeah. We're going to just fly through these, huh? We got to get to,
well, we were already wanting to fly through them because we got a nice juicy draft waiting for us at the end. If we can get to it.
Love me a good juicy draft.
Who's your next pick?
I mean, I'm gonna say it just because I'm jealous as a Yankees fan, but the Cubs getting Kyle Tucker. I think it's a great move. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's gonna be a Cub after this year. I don't know. But like at least they're doing something. The Central's up for grabs. Like, you know, it's seemingly like the Brewers are just seemingly always at the top and always seem to have like a 5 or 6 game lead in the division in September. But like overall, I feel like that division is very up for grabs. So, you know, the Brewers have had some subtractions. The Cardinals are in an atrocious downward spiral. I don't know what's going on there. So for the Cubs to step in and be like, you know what, let's do this. Let's fill in some gaps and go get a guy that like is Gold Glove contention, MVP contention. Like the guy's a stud. He's a $400 million player all day. And I like that they went for it. I like that they got him. So give me that for numero dos.
You cool if I call an audible? This has already just been a wacky episode. I'm going to make it even wackier. I'm going to cut us off at 2 apiece. I'm going to give you my second favorite pick, and then we'll get it. We had 3 lined up each, but then this Bregman thing came through, and I want to make sure we get to that. But fittingly enough, my second, in no particular order, but the pick rather that I'll stumbled upon here for number 2, Garrett Crochet. For the Red Sox to be able to go out and get Garrett Crochet. And not
early too. Like they seem like they snagged it early.
They snagged it early, which I admit did give, I think, fans a little bit of false hope.
Thanks, ESPN.
Thanks for the update. No, they gave us a little bit of false hope to think that the front office was going to go on an absolute tear this offseason, which now that Bregman is official, I'm going to go ahead and say that this was a very successful offseason. Given, I think, the lack of hope that many of us fans and people in the organization, the lack of hope that I think that existed there based on the track record of the previous 3-4 years of the front office and the way they've handled things. But again, to not give up any of your top 3 guys, you're getting your opening day starter, presumably. Almost exclusively red when it comes to baseball savant analytics. I mean, he's 93rd percentile in chase and whiff rate, 98th percentile in strikeout percentage, 87th in walk percentage. And he's projected to finish in the top 5 in all of baseball in strikeouts this year. So you're going to get a guy that's going to give you 170-ish innings. He's going to give you an ERA probably right around 3, and he's going to give you north of 200, 210, 220 strikeouts. I just think for being able to get multiple years of this guy and give up as little as you did, considering what you could have given up, I think was a great fit.
Shame on the White Sox.
Shame on the White Sox.
Be better.
But we're not here to trash the White Sox
Ricochet.
on this given day. With that said, let's switch gears here to what is now the headline. The Red Sox news just came in minutes ago, mere moments. The Red Sox have signed Alex Bregman, and forgive me for lack of information we've got here, but the deal is being reported as being 3 years for $120 million with 2 opt-outs. So, I don't know. I'll be completely honest. I know probably 2 weeks ago, I said that I genuinely believed, I felt that he was coming to Boston. But really, the last 2 weeks, it just seemed like radio silence. It really seemed like the Red Sox had made the offer that they wanted to make, and were ultimately going to leave on the table if he wanted it or not. They weren't going to really budge. And then, literally from the clouds, we get the update that he is signing with the Red Sox. So it's certainly been a roller coaster for me, for other Red Sox fans. Where you think we're certainly going to get somebody. We're going to have a third baseman, or who knows? Who knows if this whole second baseman thing with Bregman's actually going to play out. But you think you're going to get somebody, and then you think, no, we're getting nobody. And then, like I said, from out of nowhere, seemingly, you get the update. So what are your thoughts on Bregman to the Red Sox?
I'm trying to figure out what these opt-outs are. Are they? You said there's 2?
2 opt-outs, 3 years. What'd I say? 120 million.
I'm assuming they're player opt-outs.
2 opt-outs.
I can't see why the Red Sox would. I can't imagine a club option there. So, yeah, I'm going to say player. No prep, off the cuff. I think it makes sense. I think it's a very smart deal.
A 40 million AAV.
I know it's a lot, but I think the commitment, it doesn't feel like it's over the top. You know what I mean? The Red Sox had money to spend. You're getting Bregman, in my mind, before the slide happens, before the regression comes. And if he is willing to play second base, I'm trying to figure that out, man. Like, I'm trying to imagine him playing second base. Does that open up his options? If you know what I mean? Like, if he does play second base and has a great year and then decides to opt out, like, does that open up the checkbook for more teams, more opportunities? I don't know. I mean, like, he's obviously still athletic enough and capable of playing up the middle. Played shortstop in college and played it well. The third base was most likely just due to Correa being Correa in Houston. So, like, I think he can handle that. I wouldn't be too concerned. I like that. I mean, it gives them flexibility to not fully commit to Rafi Devers being plugged at a full-time DH quite yet. You know what I mean? And that's something to where, like, I know I've been back and forth on it. I'm sure you have as a Sox fan. It's like, you wonder, is that a smart thing to do? Like, is we've talked about, like, is Rafi Devers capable of doing that mentally? Does he need to be out in the field? Does he get too much in his head? Because in my mind, watching him from the outside perspective, it looks like he does kind of get in his own head a little often. So I think this gives some flexibility in that front. And it gives an already pretty decent lineup more depth. So there's not much to not like. It's a perfect fit in my mind. It's a team that had money to spend, and I think a lot of these other teams that were in the conversation needed to have the length in years to make it make sense. But, like, did you want to commit to an Alex Bregman that long? And they didn't want to, clearly. So I think this was screw the $40 million a year of AAV, like, whatever. I think this is a great fit.
We just got an update from Jeff Passan. Alex Bregman's 3-year, $120 million deal with Boston includes deferred money. The $40 million salary is $10 million plus more per year than others were offering. Red Sox land the best free agent left on the market. Yeah, the whole. Well, before I share my thoughts here, Jacob's got a great question in the chat. How big a role did Alex Cora rekindled relationship come into play? I think it was made very clear. I don't think Alex Cora hid at all when it came to his opinions, his thoughts on wanting Alex Bregman. I think he made that very public, and I think it was really just a hang up in the front office, and the front office could not decide what they wanted to do. They were not as much on board, which you have to understand. Like, that's Cora's guy, but those guys in the front office aren't emotionally connected, aren't tied to Bregman really in any way. So you have to think that they were butting heads a little bit there on what needs actually needed to be addressed versus maybe more of a want in Cora's eyes. But I think Cora probably made the argument like, hey, this is more than just me wanting my guy. This is the fact that you meaning the front office promised us an impact right-handed bat. And this way we check multiple boxes here. We get a leader. We get an impact right-handed bat, a bat that's going to play very, very well at Fenway Park. And you get, like you said, you get somebody that can provide now a little bit of flexibility. He's not going to serve as really a block to anything that's I would imagine the front office is trying to see play out this year with the younger talent. Bregman can either slide in at third on a day off for Rafi. He can play second, which, like I said, we'll see if that actually pans out. It very well may. And then he can also slide in as a DH. There's so many ways that you can go with this. So I think it provides more flexibility than I think people are giving credit for. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just glad that you're able to cap off your offseason with this deal, because like I was just talking about with the Crochet signing or trade rather, that mixed in with a couple of the other deals they made, I was going to have to get to a point where I was going to have to convince myself that this was a good offseason.
Like, what was the grade before this deal? Like a B?
Yeah, maybe even a B minus. And I say that strictly because of what, again, was promised going into the offseason. They said we're gonna shore up our defense. We're gonna address the rotation. We're gonna get a right-handed impact back because our lineup's too lefty heavy. Mm-hmm. They did bits and pieces there, maybe not to the full effect that Red Sox fans were hoping for. So I'm like, okay, we'll give you like a B minus, but this just takes it up a notch. And so, like I said, I'm really glad that you can sort of crown your off season with this move. I think this is going to pan out very well. Like I said, his bat's going to play very well at Fenway. Just a big move for the Sox here, and what you could really call like the 11th hour, because we talked about, you don't want to get too deep into spring training and still be without a home if you're a player. We saw it play out last year.
Right.
So really, like I said, you could call the 11th hour. They got it in, and now he's going to be able to fully relax, fully know where he is, and just be present, work on getting better, work on getting more comfortable in that clubhouse with those guys, and just go, full steam ahead once things get going.
You want to run me through your dream lineup?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, we are talking Bregman right now. I don't know how clear I've made it, if at all, but to what you were saying earlier, I'm in the camp of wanting Rafi as a full-time DH. I'm at that point now. Like
I think any Sox fan that's not in that camp is a little stubborn. You know what I mean? A little reluctant to change. Yeah. And you haven't seen anything defensively that is worth the argument of keeping him there. So
it's just it's very strange. Like, he'll make the most incredible play you've seen in a given week, or maybe even month, but then just the routine stuff. It's like Devers, we gotta be better than this, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have. I would think they're gonna slot him in. I mean, you lead off with Jaron. We slot him in at 2. Go Devers 3, Casas 4. I mean, Story's another right-handed bat there, but you don't know what you're going to get health-wise, so you can't necessarily count on that being a stagger left-right.
I'd almost rather have Abreu 4 over Casas. That's just me. I'm not there on Tristan Casas yet, so like, I could be wrong
fair. That's
here.
fair.
Like, I could be very wrong. He could have a breakout year and make me eat my words. I'm not quite. I haven't seen enough to be like, yeah, slot him in at 4. Like, I've seen more out of Wilyer Abreu in his rookie year than I've seen in Casas over this, weird off and on the field these last few years.
Sure, but I mean, if he can stay on the field, he can give you 30. He can give you 30, 100 easy.
You think?
Yes. I mean, I've seen some predictions rather, that have him even close to 40. I see it in the chat actually. Put Bregman at 2. Bridge of October podcast says put Bregman at 2. Casas could hit 40 though. It's a good problem to have. I'll say that. Now, like I said, now that you got your right-handed bat that you wanted, these things will figure themselves out. You'll figure this out in spring training, and even if you don't by the end of spring training, maybe it takes a few weeks. That's how these games and seasons always go. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to figure it out. Once you find your stride, once you find your lineup or lineups plural that work, then you just go full speed ahead, and you plug in the gaps and address the needs as you go. But to go into the season with having more than you need is always a better problem than not having enough. And I think with the addition of Bregman, they're in a much better position offensively. And again, based on where he ends up defensively over the course of the year, in a better spot defensively as well.
Duran, Bregman, Rafi, Casas, Story, Wilyer Abreu, 79. You just do whatever you want, right? Just do whatever you want. Rafael is somewhere in there.
Yoshida's
somewhere in there.
I'd slot Rafaela probably 9. Roll the lineup over.
The double
have that
lead off.
Yeah, have that athleticism there at the bottom.
If Yoshida's hitting 7 in that lineup, that's depth. That's some depth.
If Yoshida's still even on the lineup or in the lineup by opening day,
fair.
I
don't get the treatment. I don't get the mistreatment personally.
I don't get it.
I think he's pretty dang good.
I mean, I'll be honest. There were games that I was watching this last year or maybe it was the year before, where I just got extremely frustrated where I was like, does this guy do anything else but roll over baseballs? Anything else?
You could have had Alex Verdugo in your lineup.
Yeah, that could have.
I think he broke a record for ground outs to second base last year. Not kidding. I think it's actually a record now. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good deal.
We'll
Good
see
deal.
what happens with the bottom half, but
thank you, Alex Bregman in camp, for getting it done right as we were going live.
yeah, the biggest remaining free agent on the board, and we were due for a win. I feel like the last couple signings we had to maybe do a little bit of little bonus pod treatment, but Bregman. Well, actually, low key, shout out to my internet for connecting to the wrong network, so forcing us to restart, and we're able to get the news in and get things going that way. Any other thoughts on the Bregman deal? Again, this just broke minutes before we restarted. We don't have. Trying to see here.
I think I'm curious to see what just ripple effect if anybody starts getting more aggressive towards Arenado, and if Justin Turner gets locked down that fairly quickly.
Dude, I don't know. It sounded like Arenado wanted to come to Boston and nowhere else. So now that this is taken care of,
yeah, I mean,
you could be looking at a really awkward situation.
Like in and out, which is strange. I keep seeing reports come and go that like they're out, they're in, and yeah, I do feel like that was probably another spot that Arenado was willing to waive the no trade clause for, but I don't know, man. It's odd. So I do think there's going to be a little bit of an effect on that, and then again, Justin Turner. Not that Justin Turner's playing third base every day, but you're still looking for an impact right-handed batter. I don't know. I feel like he needs to have a place to hit, man. He's still got some juice in him. If Jock is still getting jobs, Justin Turner needs to still be getting jobs.
I mean, Turner's got the age on him, but I get your point. I get your point. Can still play.
Still swing it.
Speaking of still playing, nope, actually, we're going to wait to get to Kershaw. I got a note here about Kershaw. We got to talk that, but that was next up on my list. But then right before we hopped on the first time to record before the internet went out, the Nick Pivetta news broke.
I know.
And then we restarted the recording, and then the Bregman news broke. So we've covered Bregman. Now we need to cover this Nick Pivetta signing. 4 years, $55 million with the San Diego Padres. So the Red Sox officially get the pick, kind of putting a bow on the Red Sox offseason there. Red Sox get the pick. Padres are on the hook for, as I mentioned, $55 million with the San Diego Padres. This is... I'm going to lean towards saying this is good for the Padres. I've already seen people, this news broke probably like an hour ago. I've already seen people complaining about the money. They say, oh, it's too much for a guy like Nick Pivetta.
Would you see the way it's structured?
Yeah, it's very
backloaded.
Very backloaded. $3 million signing bonus and only a $1 million salary in 2025. And then he gets from 2026 to 2028, respectively, he gets $19 million, $14 million, and $18 million.
With opt-outs. There's opt-outs in here as well. After 26 and 27.
With opt-outs. And the way that it's structured helps keep their payroll on the lower end. Because if you remember, that was the big issue, or that was the sort of the theme with the Cease and King conversation, where it's like they're just trying to stay away from any more potential deals that they're going to have to make. That's why they're trying to look for options or locations, destinations to ship those guys, because they just don't. They're going to get their paydays. They don't want to be on the hook for that.
Yeah.
So the way they structured it is a way to get around that while also bringing in a competitive pitcher. And so where I was going with that is I think I'm going to lean towards this being a good move for the Padres. I'm a fan of Nick Pivetta when I take into account and I remind myself who Nick Pivetta is.
Okay. Elaborate.
Well, you just know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a higher end ERA. You're going to. I mean, last year he posted a 4.14 and posted with his time with the Sox. He posted a 4.33. So you're gonna get an ERA north of 4. We know that, but he's gonna give you innings when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to give you, how can I put this diplomatically? He's going to help give you a competitive edge when you need it. This is a guy that's going to, he's going to bark. Sometimes it's received rather poorly, but when it is received well, it serves as somewhat of a spark, somewhat of a motivating factor for the guys in that clubhouse. So I think a team that for the most part was pretty quiet this offseason.
Very.
For a team that's going to need a boost in morale, I think Nick Pivetta can immediately be a guy that comes in there and sort of helps set the tone as more of a veteran arm, as a guy who, like I said, is capable of bringing the energy. And when on, he's on. With the Sox, there were stretches where it was great start, horrible start, great start, horrible start. So I'm anxious to see if that translates to San Diego. If so, buckle up for the roller coaster ride, because that's what's headed your way. But maybe he goes out there, tinkers with some things, and is able to provide you a little bit more consistency, which at that rate would be even better for this deal. So
yeah. As far as the money structure goes, I think it is beneficial to what the Padres are going through right now, just with the weird, ownership issue of, the owner passing away and there's lawsuits going back and forth. And unfortunately, like in my mind, I think I struggle seeing the Padres repeating their success that they had last year with all that happening. So I think it allows them to almost hedge in a way. They're hedging what their roster is capable of. Like, I still think it's a very talented roster. And the fact that Pivetta is going to slot in at, the fourth spot in the rotation, behind Cease and Darvish and King, I don't think that's that bad. I think that's a fairly decent rotation. But yeah, I'm struggling to see this whole ownership thing not being a distraction and seeing the team having success despite that. So up to this point, it was a horrible offseason. Curious to see what this does. I mean, like, because of the deal, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, is this still a piece that you can move throughout the year at some point if you're struggling, if you're not having a good year? Because up to this point, again, in the offseason, all we've heard is like trying to find suitors for Dylan Cease, potentially someone for Michael King as well. So, like, I don't know if you can have those conversations and have those rumors out there and then it's suddenly wiped away with a Nick Pivetta signing. You know what I mean? So it feels like a hedge. Hey, if we come out hot and we surprise some teams and we play well earlier in the year, now we have somebody in the rotation that can, really chew up some innings for us and give us a chance. Or, hey, it's time to find some landing spots for some of these other guys. And this is a movable contract. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
I'd be curious to see how much interest there's going to be, even if he pitches well. if they're looking to move him at any point, if they do decide that they want to get off this sort of backloaded contract. Because if this market was in, I mean, I know he didn't have, like I said, he didn't have the greatest year. He wasn't coming off the greatest year, I should say. But I feel like the league at this point, this is a guy that's been around long enough to where the league, like I was saying, you kind of know what you're getting when it comes to Pivetta. So I think this offseason, if it was any indication of the interest or lack thereof for a guy like Pivetta, I just wonder if maybe this is, I don't want to say his final destination of his career, but I would wonder how eager other teams would be looking to add Pivetta.
It's understandable. Not going to the easiest division to play against. However, you're going to have some tough lineups to deal with.
Now, well, I will qualify what I said with the fact that I think this, if you know you're going to be in October making a deep push, this would be a guy that you would certainly like to have in your rotation when it comes that time.
Yeah, it's like you could see him being like a short leash opener in a postseason series. You could see him being a mop up. You could see him being we're gonna punt this game and I don't want to use anybody, so I'm gonna throw Nick Pivetta out there for my 4 through 8 innings because we're down 5-6 runs, whatever it may be, right? So like I could absolutely see him being that.
Moving along here, Clayton Kershaw back. I know, believe it or not, back with the Dodgers.
Oh man, Kersh.
Back on a 1-year deal. 18th season. How many more of these are we going to see? I'm genuinely curious.
Has it really been 18?
Crazy, isn't it? 18 seasons. How many more 1-year deals for Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers are we going to see? He's back for this year.
It's all charity at this point. Yeah.
How many more?
I don't know. It's all charity.
Also, I think if Kershaw's back this year, I think we can go ahead and put to rest the belief that he ends up anywhere else in his career. Like you just have to assume. No. I mean, if the Dodgers are willing to extend these 1-year contracts year after year, they're very much clearly okay with the idea of Kershaw sticking around as long as he desires. So the whole
come hang out.
Kershaw's from Texas. Maybe he's going to end up with the Rangers. No, this is it.
That's dead. Yeah.
You want to talk final destinations? This is it for Clayton Kershaw. This
is the most ridiculous offseason. This is insane. The offseason they've had.
This does nothing for me. Like you just assume.
I agree. I'm just saying in like sheer volume. Like this is enough moves for 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah,
what's going on?
But in a way, this move doesn't even feel like a move.
It's like a move.
No. I understand that yes, a signing takes place year after year with Kershaw, 1-year contract. But it's kind of just like hey, you're with us for life if you want to stick around. So we'll just see you next year. In my head, I just assume that while prior to this week, he wasn't with the team, but he's going to be on the team come opening day. So it just doesn't really feel like a.
What do you want to do for an over-under? Do you want to put it on starts or innings? You call it. I'll set the line.
Starts intrigues me.
6.5.
6.5.
That's wrong.
Now we're talking regular season starts.
Correct.
All right. Well, that's a great line because he made 7 last year.
I didn't even look it
up. Boy.
That rotation.
Did they I should know this. No, I shouldn't. I'm lying. somebody tell me, did the Dodgers operate with the 6-man rotation last year?
They had so many injuries that I don't think there was ever like a
That's true.
consistent
Yeah,
point of having
fair.
everyone.
Fair.
So, I mean, like, I think with 3 Japanese pitchers in that rotation that are very much used to a 6-man rotation, with a Shohei who is coming back from injury, I think it's a no-brainer. No offense to Kershaw, he's a future Hall of Famer, but like I would have expected someone else to fill that 6 spot, you know?
You know what? I'm a Kershaw guy. I'm going to be optimistic coming into 2025. I'm going to take the over. It's not by much, but I'm going to take the over.
All right. Fair enough. I'll sit with the under if you want to make a note of it, and we'll just track that.
We'll come back to this.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this.
Yeah.
Staying in LA, or Anaheim, I guess you can say. Kenley Jansen signs a 1-year deal with the Angels worth $10 million. He said, if I can't pitch for the Dodgers, I'm going to watch him from my backyard. I mean, this man wanted nothing more than to pitch for the Dodgers in 2025. The Dodgers said, no thanks. And here we are watching Kenley Jansen go to the Angels in an offseason for the team that I think was...
They're just grabbing lottery tickets, man.
Like we said, they're
doing something.
They're doing things, which I think there are, I won't say a majority, but many teams, many fan bases who would love to have the offseason that the Angels are having.
The Mariners haven't done squat.
You go get, what was it? Like the
Pirates haven't done anything.
What felt like day one of the offseason, they go out and get Soler.
Yeah. Forgot about that. That was like 6 hours into the offseason.
6 hours into the offseason. You bring in Jansen. There were some other names sprinkled in there.
Yohan Moncada was last week, I believe.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're just flyers, bro. They're like, why not? Let's give it a shot. There was another bat. I'm trying to remember.
Who are we missing here?
Was it Darno? I think it was Darno.
I'm trying to figure out the day that they got Soler. Was it Darno?
I think it was.
They got Carter Kieboom, which I know that means like nothing to most people, but I always liked Carter Kieboom. I wish he would have panned out.
Never know.
Oh yeah, they got Yusei Kikuchi. I completely forgot about that. That was at the end of November.
Thank you.
And they got Travis d'Arnaud the 12th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Kyle Hendricks.
Mm-hmm. 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 They're doing stuff. There's plenty of fan bases out there that'd be thrilled with that offseason. It's movement. It's something. You're alive. Just show me you're breathing, you know?
When did they get Soler, dude? Why can I not find him on here?
Get the birria taco burps. My bad.
Yeah, we don't need that. Thanks.
Sorry.
But anyway, yeah, you'd love to have that. You'd love to have that all season if you're a fan of a lot of other teams. Staying with the Angels, though, this Rendon news.
I don't want to spend any necessary.
Well, we're gonna. Can't even say it with a straight face. Anthony Rendon has elected to receive hip surgery and will be out for, quote, a significant amount of time.
Just disappear. Just fall off the face of the earth, bro.
I put out that TikTok the other day. 36% of games played. Coming into 2025, 36% of games played.
Just go away.
During his tenure with the Angels.
Just go away.
I mean, if you're the Angels, how do you just not eat this? I know it's a lot of money, but how do you just not eat this? Like he's the butt end of a joke at this point.
Yeah.
What value is he providing you?
None.
When he's in, you're getting what, a 240 hitter. You're telling me you can't find that elsewhere. And again, I know there's money attached to it, but at least you wouldn't have the baggage attached to another guy that's hitting 240 for you.
Yeah.
He's not providing you any pop.
What's left in this deal?
What's
left?
So he's 34. What is it? 3 years left? Hasn't played in more than 58 games in any season.
Do what the Yankees did to Ellsbury. Just refuse to pay him. We're not.
Well, that would mean that he would just have to disappear. So then it would be justified. Like, hey, we can't find the guy, so we don't even know where to send the checks to. So we're just gonna say,
just go.
Fair is fair.
It's the worst contract of all time.
He's got 2 years. He's a free agent in 2027.
Worst contract of all time. Not even close.
Insane, dude. Insane.
Just painful. I don't
want
to hear his name anymore.
That's an interesting thought. You think Nolan Arenado would go out, play some ball with the Angels? He's a California kid, right?
Yeah.
Newport Beach.
I guess. Well, I don't know. I don't like that.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, if you're Nolan Arenado, it's better than staying where you're at, where you're clearly not wanted.
Yeah. I don't know if it's that much better.
I feel like I would take
You do
Anaheim.
get to go home. You do get to go home.
I would take going home.
Yeah.
Playing in Anaheim over staying put in St. Louis where they don't want you. No need to overcomplicate it.
I don't think it makes any sense for the Angels to give up what they would need to give up to get that done.
You don't have to give up very much at all. They're trying to get off of this contract.
They're going to have to give up prospects.
Not very much.
Something.
Something, but not. I really, especially at this rate, because you know that the Cardinals are desperate. That you have whatever team is knocking on the door of the St. Louis Cardinals, you have all the leverage. You've got all the leverage. They've made it abundantly clear that they do not want Nolan Arenado on their team come opening day.
Whatever.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Okay. We've reached a fork in the road.
The best point of the podcast. Let's do it. Let's go. Don't even think about it. Send it.
Let's do what?
Something. Either the draft or hit that button, dog.
Or I didn't realize you were setting me up. I got you.
Let's teeing it up.
Do it again. Do it again.
Or
Whose quote was this? Whose quote was this? Who said it? Whether it tastes like milk, whether it tastes like wine, we have to find out. Who said it? Was it Kyle or Nate? 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 Whose quote was this?
Whose quote was this? Do you want the quote or do you want the episode and date first?
I want episode and date first.
Oh, mixing it up. All right.
Yeah.
This is from the 3-0 Take, episode 330, the off-season wish list episode from December 19th, 2022.
Wow. Okay. Fire away.
Quote, it's just odd for the Orioles to have that type of end to their season and not want to build on that. One move, two moves, and it would have got the fan base on board. It would have built the hype up.
Wow. Not a whole lot to go off of there.
There were some more, but I trimmed it back a little bit because I feel like we've been
Trim
getting
some
into the
fat.
habit of making it too easy.
I'm gonna go with Daddy. Me. Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, I think I'd have to go back and check, but I want to say that was probably the start of us really getting on the case of the Orioles being like, do
Go.
more,
Yeah.
like supplement what you have with your youth. Make
You
a
don't
signing.
have these guys for rookie deals for very long. Go.
Make a move. And they, outside of Burns, who they inevitably just let walk out the door after a season, they haven't done anything to really write home about. So
Nope.
I think that theme continues really into this season and beyond.
Sure does. And beyond.
And beyond. All right.
It is time.
Do you really want to do this?
Heck yeah. Let's roll.
All right, let's do it. For the record, I was on board with being like, hey, this Bregman thing popped up. Let's punt the draft to next episode.
No
But
shot.
Nate said no. Let's
I was
keep the
born
streak.
for this.
Let's keep the streak rolling. All right. Today's draft is division draft. So what
Heck of
we
a
are going to
drum
do. What?
Heck of a drum roll.
Thank you. What we are going to do for this is we've got a random division generator.
Mm-hmm.
You're obviously going to have repeats in this, but we're going to have to fill out a lineup. And this time we're not doing 3 outfielders, 4 infielders. We're actually filling out positions. And we've added a relief pitcher. So you're going to have a starting pitcher and a relief pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You can fill out your lineup in any order, or fill out your roster, I should say, in any particular order that you want, but you have to choose somebody from the division selected.
That's
Is that
right.
fair?
That's right.
I'll just go ahead and say this in terms of who's going first. There is an insane, a lawsuit's going to need to be filed. There's an insane amount. I'll just call it what it is. It's a conspiracy. There's an insane amount of bias, an insane amount of hate being thrown around right now, because after last draft, I mean, I wiped the floor with you, and people were still oh, Nate clears, Nate this, Nate. I mean, Kyle, why did you even show up? It doesn't make any sense. And there's people that are throwing out the idea, the possibility, and I'm starting to think it's more reality, that you're paying people
It's
to-
possible. You never know. I'll
to
never say.
take the cake every time these votes come around. So I don't know
Nice.
what's going on there. But with that said, I guess you can go first. I'm trying to find the
Randomizer.
results, but
Oh.
I can't seem to find it. So I'm just gonna go with what I last remember, and you had the lead. So go ahead and vote, and we'll stick with the snake draft.
Lovely. This is great.
All right.
Just out here speaking from the heart, and I think that's what the people see.
I really don't think that's it at all.
Hmm.
Let's see. Where is it? Here's the randomizer. And your first pick is going to have to come out of the National League West.
Well, a lot to pick from here. So let's just go Shohei Ohtani in the DH spot.
Sick. Love that. Wow. Okay. We're gonna go Shohei on in the DH spot. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna go.
This is gonna be a very narrow margin between the two teams.
I would think.
There's a lot to pick from here.
I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm gonna go. What's the deal with position eligibility here?
Why? Is it Mookie?
Yeah, I want to go Mookie. Where can I slot him? Where am I allowed to slot him?
Based on what the Dodgers have listed at the moment, Hyun-Sung Kim is like their second baseman, yeah. So
I was just thinking less about second, more right and short.
I don't care.
Because second to short to me doesn't make as much of a difference as short and putting him in the outfield.
I don't care.
You know, I'll just play it clean. If I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna put Mookie at short. All right, snake draft. I'm taking the next pick. This wheel takes forever. Ever. It is the American League West.
Oh
boy. The American League West.
Hmm.
Well, this sucks. Give me. I've missed him once before. I'm not missing him again. Give me Yordan Alvarez as my DH.
That's good. Oh. American League West. I'm going to go Marcus Semien at second.
That's strategic. I like that.
It's not a super deep position.
You know,
I wasn't ready to burn short yet because Corey Seager was rattling around in my noggin.
That's fair. But I don't know if that's an indirect slam at me, but if Mookie's available,
Mookie's available.
I'm going to take Mookie.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, your next, you've got first pick here per the snake draft. Your pick is coming out of the American League Central.
Well, glad I didn't burn it. Give me Bobby Wood Jr. at short.
Really wanted Bobby. Oh, boy. All right, give me... Yeah, I see him in the chat. I was already thinking it. I'm not gonna overthink it. I overthink too much in these drafts. I'm just gonna go with the right pick. Jose Ramirez at third.
Very good.
God, I really wanted. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Come on, baby. Give me. First pick for me is coming out of. By the way, I appreciate that you trust me on these random generators.
Well, yeah. I've known you too long.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You
What
know?
am I going to do? American League West. Again.
Tough to visit that town again.
Yeah, that sucks. So we went National League West, American League West, American League Central, and now we're back to AL West. Got to keep track here of the picks. All right. American League West. I mean, that's a risky pick. I'm not I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Oh boy. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna. This one may come back to bite me. I mean, it's not a bad pick. It's just not my. I'll just go ahead and say it's not my favorite pick. Give me. I already got in the chat. I already got Jordan. He's my DH. Give me. Where'd he go? Oh, give me Julio in center. American League West. And remember, we have to pick. This is different this time around. We got to pick a starter and a reliever. Just keep that in mind. By the way, I liked your idea of adding a head coach for the last draft. We don't have to do it this time, but something to just keep in mind for moving forward.
That was a football thing, but yeah.
If it fits.
Manager.
What am I saying? Well, I was a head coach for the last draft because it was football. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's chat looking like? You got any suggestions, chat?
Get out of the chat.
You've been in the chat.
I'm monitoring the chat because I have to.
You've been hanging out.
I have to run production here.
Oh man.
American League West.
I don't want to burn my starter. You know. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to play that card yet.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Give me Josh Hader.
I had a feeling you were going there. That's a good pick. All right. Your first pick is the American League Central again.
Dude, what is happening? The East does exist, randomizer.
It's what the generator's coming up with. It's not me.
Sucks. The American League West is like, it's not that deep, guys. It's not as super deep.
You mean the Central?
Oh, we're back in the Central. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got
Central.
stuck in the West.
No, we've
Central.
alternated. We went AL West, AL Central, AL West, AL Central.
Yeah. Dang. Wish I saved that reliever spot. Yeah. I'm going no research here, guy. I got no phone. I got nothing. I'm just raw dogging this. No, I don't want to do that. J Ramo's a good pick, guy.
Thank you. Oh, I mean, it was the only pick I could make.
Yeah. You throwing a ticker on me? I don't want it. That's messing with me. That's a little better. That sound I'm used to.
My brother.
Guy, it's getting snug, all right? Let me just...
My brother, we still got like half the team to go. More than half the team.
Oh, I don't like doing this. Give me Royce Lewis at third.
Well done, sir. I will gladly go ahead and take Tarek Skubal as my starting pitcher.
Oh, that's
Not-
a good one. I wasn't ready to burn it, but that's a good one to burn it on.
I mean,
I'm surprised you didn't go Class A.
I'm gonna take, no, I'm not even gonna
here.
I'm not gonna explain myself. You went Royce Lewis.
Yeah.
I swear, if you win this draft, I am never doing another draft again.
Yeah.
You're putting Royce where again?
Third.
Right, third. So that's Royce at third. Skubal at on the bump. Okay.
Can't believe that didn't come to mind.
Yeah, it's tough, guy. That's real
It's tough.
tough.
Yeah.
Who's got first pick here?
You do.
I do. All right. Watch. It's gonna be the National League Central.
I hope not.
It's gonna be the National League Central. It is the National League West. We've only picked out of 3 divisions thus far.
I know. It's stupid.
I hate it. National League West. Oh boy. Give me I mean, I don't know why you're not doing any research. Nobody said you couldn't. That rule wasn't established. Give me National League West.
Did you see my light change color?
Yeah, what's up with that?
That was weird. Creepy. Don't love that. Not a fan of that.
What did I say we're in? Oh, we're the National League West. What am I doing? Give me I'm gonna come back to this. Give me Tatis and Wright.
Nice. Give me Corbin Carroll in center.
All right. Next division is Nate's pick will be from the American League Central.
This is ridiculous.
I don't know what to I don't know what to
This
tell you.
is so dumb. Come on.
They're all in here, dude. All 6 divisions are in here. I don't know why it's only choosing these. And you know what's beautiful about this? I can get Class A.
I know.
I love this. I love this for me.
I think I'm toast.
No, you'll get the votes. You'll get the votes somehow. They'll be like, well, Royce Lewis is a sneaky pick, and he could have a better year than Jose Ramirez. Stupid, man. Sometimes I love our listeners, but sometimes I just hate our listeners. I'm like, do you all know ball or do you know ball? Because there's no way that Nate should be well, I think you only lost 1 draft so far, but I'm like, there's no way that Nate should have this many dubs under his belt. There's just no way.
Just double checking. I made a I made a big mistake with Tarek Skubal. That's on me. If I lose, that's a big reason. That part's on me. Give me Steven Kwan in left.
All right.
You going Class A?
I'm going Class A. All right, my friend. The next pick is congrats. You got first pick on this one, right?
Yeah.
National League East.
No, you do. You went.
Oh, right. I just knew who I wanted first. That's
Yeah.
right. All right. National League East. Love this for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put I don't know. Maybe Juan Soto in left.
No, he's not a left fielder. Come on.
He's literally listed as a left fielder on MLB.com. What are we
That's
talking about?
ridiculous. He ain't playing left field. The Mets are putting him in left. Why have we not heard anything about that?
I'm just going off of what's on the screen.
I'm leaving right field open on purpose for this. Stupid. You can have it. If it's listed, it's listed. I don't care. I'm toast anyway. Royce Lewis over Tarek Skubal really did me in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy. NL East.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, he's listed as left field, right field on here, but I don't want to earn this win unfairly. So, if there's criticism here of putting Soto in left, I can rescind the pick.
You're not going to like it because I would take Soto and right.
I mean, that's fine. You need all the help you can get, truthfully. I mean, me putting Soto in left, that's the nail in the coffin, and we still have more picks to go. Go ahead and take him.
You can put Harper at first.
Let's double check here. We're picking out of the East.
It's a lot to pick from.
Yeah, give me Bryce at first. My boy. Barista Bryce. So you're putting Soto in right. That's fine.
Run it back to the NL East. Give me more East love.
Give me an American League East pick just one time.
One time.
One time. The National League Central, which we have not had.
National League Central. All right. I don't want to fire too quickly here. I feel pretty confident about it, but I did misfire earlier. Don't want to repeat that. No.
There's no way. My blood's boiling just thinking about people trying to justify Nate's roster over mine. I can just see it.
Paul Skeens.
There you go. Good salvage there. That's who I was going for. That's who I was going to shoot for. Had Skubal not come up, and honestly, it's probably a good thing I didn't because if you would have been actually thinking, you would have gone Skubal over Roy, so I would have gotten Skeen. Oh, we were getting one or two of those guys either way. Okay.
You got catchers, second, and left field open.
Catcher, second, and left. All right, give me.
There's no way I win this.
Give me I guess JT behind the dish.
What? Who?
Real Muto.
We're in the Central, pal.
Oh shoot. I'm sitting here scanning and you made the same mistake over in the American League.
Sure did.
Oh boy, Central. Oh, that makes things interesting. Okay. I need second, catcher, and left. The Central really sucks, man. Oh. Hold on.
Trying to see if it comes up as a left fielder.
Yeah, you don't even know.
I know.
You don't know what I'm
I
doing.
know.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Has his name been mentioned today?
I don't know. Has it been mentioned today? Has it been mentioned today? Ah, you're lucky. You're lucky. Give me Contreras. Wait, it'd be William, right?
No. You want Wilson? William's a Brewer. We good?
They're both in the Central.
Yeah. Which one did you say?
I don't know. Which one did I say? I just
Which
said
one do you
Contreras.
want?
I don't know. Which one do I want? No, I said William Contreras, and then you're like,
just
no,
said
you want.
Contreras. You just said
No, I know.
Contreras.
And then I said William, and then you're like, no, he's a Brewer. Why did you? Yeah, I know he's a
That's
Brewer.
what I'm saying. I'm saying like I thought you were struggling with William, like which Wilson or William was with who. So I'm saying like William
Oh
is a Brewer.
no! I knew he was with the Brewers,
All right,
but
all right.
I thought you were like making me second guess on what division. I was like, he's definitely in the Central.
No, I was saying like what William or Wilson was with who.
No. All right,
guy.
There's my catcher. All right, who's got? Do I got first pick here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you went Skeens. Give me in the chat. Passon reported Bregman will play second base. Don't love that. Okay, National League East.
Back to the East.
Wow, we haven't had the AL East once.
I feel like I'm gonna get burned with catcher.
Yep, probably.
You got left field in second.
Left and second. Oh, this is where it gets tricky. Left and second. The East. Give me. Hold on. I need to confirm if he's playing second. Come on now. Give me. I don't want him. I guess give me. No, there's got to be a better left fielder in the East. Who is definitely not. Dude, I don't know. I guess give me. I'm looking at Atlanta to save me here. Oh, you know what? Give me. No. Nah, I'm overthinking this. I said I'm not going to overthink it. Give me Give me Ozzy Albies at second.
I thought that was the safe bet. Give me Matt Olson at first.
So I need a left fielder and you need a catcher. Smart move, waiting to pull the trigger last on a catcher.
Not smart.
No, because nobody cares. I mean, unless you're getting like a top catcher, you either get like one of the top 3 catchers or you literally get anybody else. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to build your case here. It is the National League East again. That's fun.
I feel like JT's kind of washed.
Don't overthink this. Don't overthink this.
I'm just comparing my catchers. Because, like, overall, I think they're all, like... What?
What are we doing, dude?
What?
Make your pick. Don't overthink this. This is crazy.
I don't... Are you, like, that much into JT Realmuto over Alvarez and Sean Murphy? Like, that far above? I don't think it's that, like, obviously above.
I mean, I feel like if you're going for just lineup sex appeal, I mean, I feel like, you know, don't listen to me. What do I know? I don't win any drafts, so clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever.
We do have a lot of Braves fans that listen. So Sean Murphy might save me a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go JT.
Keibert Ruiz, that would have been a good pick. Still some upside there. All right, you're going JT catcher. I guess in left, give me Profar.
You don't remember how much weight Shohei is going to carry on this thing.
Whatever.
Just remember that. Just remember how much.
What you're gonna
holds
win
a lot of water.
You're gonna win the friggin' draft, even though my team is just clearly.
I don't know why
better.
you're hating on Stephen Kwan, by the way.
Stephen
I'd
Kwan
rather have Stephen Kwan over
the
Profar.
Fact, no. The fact
I'll take Kwan over Profar. I'll
no.
take Corbin Carroll over Julio Rodriguez.
No, the fact that you chose Royce Lewis.
That was 100% on me. I'm
going to put a bullet point at the bottom of the
up.
graphic. I'm going to put a bullet point. It says Nate chose Royce Lewis when Tarek Skubal was available, and see if that swings the vote at all.
Yeah. This is why I get votes, by the way, is because you have these shenanigans that come out of your mouth.
All right, recapping. Nate's got. Let's just go. I'll try to go around the diamond here, so it's more consistent. So he's got Paul Skeens as his starter, Josh Hader as his reliever, JT Realmuto behind the dish, Matt Olson at first, Marcus Semien at second, Royce Lewis at third, Bobby Witt at short, Stephen Kwan in left, Corbin Carroll in center, Juan Soto in right, Shohei as his DH. For me, I have Tarek Skubal as my starting pitcher, Emmanuel Clase as my reliever, William Contreras as my catcher, Bryce Harper as my first baseman, Ozzy Albies as my second baseman, Jose Ramirez as my third baseman, Mookie Betts as my shortstop, Jurickson Profar as my left fielder, J-Rod as my center fielder.
You skipped J-Ram. J-Ram at third.
No, I didn't. I said Jose Ramirez at third.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was zoning out.
J-Rod in center and Fernando Tatis in right. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I don't know, guy.
But I know I'm just waiting for like the 68.
I think my DH and my outfielders are better than yours.
It's going to be the 68 to 32 discrepancy in the votes. Like, just
where are these
insane.
votes? Where are you putting them? Where are you putting the polls?
On the story.
All right. Good to know.
IG story and Facebook. I sort of combine the two. It's not an exact science, but I can usually get a feel for who wins, and people just clearly don't know ball. Anyway, other than that, that's all I got.
Oh, awesome. Let's have a good weekend, everybody. Buckle up. And if you're in the area, let me know if you're hitting some spring training games. But while you're living, don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.